Thursday, December 18th, 2025, and Health and Safety.
I call the Health and Safety Committee meeting to order at 7:28 p.m. Members present, James Mee, Kevin Myers, C. Aaron Sherrick, and myself, Vicki DeShawn, Chair. Public participation. Seeing no one, next we have the approval of minutes.
I would like to make a motion to approve collectively the list that has been provided. Would you like me to read through them?
I think that
for the
would-
record. April 3rd, 2025, May 22nd, June 5th, June 26th, July 31, August 21, September 4, September 18, October 16, November 6, November 20.
I'll second that.
Motion by Myers, second by Sherrick. Any discussion? If not, roll call vote. Myers?
Yes.
Sherrick?
Yes.
Me?
Yes.
And myself, DeShawn, yes. Next on the agenda, we have the renewal of the retail liquor permits. That's always your baby.
Yeah, it was read at the council meeting. Gives us the opportunity to ask for any hearings. And so it was referred to this committee to see if this committee wants to take any action. And I'm going to make a motion to take no action and let it die here.
Motion by Myers, second by me. I'm assuming, or I'll ask, discussion? If not, all those in favor, no, roll call vote. Myers?
Yes.
Me?
Yes.
Sherrick?
Yes.
And DeShawn? Yes. Next on the agenda, the 2025 Ohio Fire Code. I'm going to pass that on to you.
So this came from the State Fire Marshal's office, and the fire chief brought this to us a few weeks ago. And essentially, the new fire codes went into effect November 20th, and we were asked to request legislation making those changes within our codified ordinances. I would like to suggest we consider leaving this on open projects and letting that carry into next year, rather than requesting legislation tonight that another group of people would have to be voting on. That way they can be brought up to speed with it and go through that process, since it's not time sensitive.
I don't think we need to, or do we need to have a motion? And okay, I'm fine with that. How about the rest of the committee? Jim?
I'm good.
Aaron?
I don't care.
Pardon?
We're fine.
Okay, great. Next on the agenda, open projects. And this is where we were going to go through the open project list that was given to us and doctored up or marked up by Tommy Starner, and Mr. Gobrick. And did you do any?
I just made the notes of what Tommy and Brandon said.
Okay.
So no, I didn't add anything.
Okay, so first off, we have the derelict buildings. Tommy Starner has, I'm assuming with his ex, he's saying he wants it removed.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, my question on that is, at the November 6th committee meeting, Mr. Gobrick, you stated that it should not be removed because we are the elected officials and this city does have a lot of derelict houses. Keeping it is probably in the committee's best interest. And that was in response to, on that particular committee meeting day, I was asking the status of the open projects. So I guess I'm asking, has your opinion changed? So then this should stay on.
Fine with that.
I'm fine.
Next, 450 Dudley Street. Mr. Gobrick had it marked to be removed. And at the November 6th committee meeting, he'd already confirmed that it could be removed then. And then on November the 19th, I had sent an email to our clerk requesting the removal of Dudley Street from our open projects list. All right, next, food truck. There's no notation here, so I'm assuming.
Still ongoing.
And the last time we spoke about food trucks was on November the 6th. And that was where Myers questioned if a meeting could be held soon with 2 members of the Health and Safety Committee, Fire Chief, Health Department representative, and Gobrick to talk about every page and what works, what doesn't work, and hammer it out in one meeting in an hour and get it done. Has this meeting been scheduled?
The fire chief and I scheduled a meeting to go to the health department and meet with the health department, but I was unable to go due to work. And he said he would get with me and fill me in later, and that was the end of it at that point.
Okay.
So I don't know what happened at that meeting.
So it stays on. Next, we have the Animals and Fowl, Bucyrus Codified Ordinance, Chapter 505. Mr. Starner has it marked to be removed. At the November 6th committee meeting, I had requested Law Director Gobrick to email to me his latest draft. I never got that.
Latest draft of what?
The Animals and Fowl.
7505.
So, what are we doing with that? Mr. Starner says to remove it. I mean, all the work that was done, and
You're the chair, it's up to you.
no, we're not leaving it up to me. This is a committee. I am a chair of a committee.
Let's leave it on since there has been some work done and see if the next council wants to take up that sword.
All right, wavelength and cameras. Mr. Gobrick has that marked to be removed, and you'd already confirmed it could be removed at the November 6th meeting, and on November the 19th, I sent an email to the clerk requesting the removal of that from our open projects list. Taxi cab licensing.
Passed legislation.
Yes.
on that, So that should come off.
And so I'll ask you this, what are these strike-throughs? Does that mean,
Those are highlighters.
okay, or highlighters?
Yep, so if they were highlighted, that was the ones that neither of them objected to remove, or neither of them suggested removing. So the highlighted ones,
Okay, gotcha.
by all intents, could stay unless we felt otherwise.
And yes, taxi cab can be removed because our non-emergency legislation was passed. Peddler and solicitor law. Mr. Gobrick has it marked to be removed. On the 5th of November, I sent an email to the clerk requesting the removal from our open projects list because legislation had been passed. And then again at 11/6, it was confirmed the removal, and sent another email on November the 19th to the clerk requesting the removal from the list. Oh, I'm skipping this one. I'm putting that at the end. Criminal ordinance package. On our list here, yeah, at November the 6th, Mr. Gobrick stated he needs to work with Police Chief Dorsey on this. So, and you said so it should not be removed, and so it'll stay. Signal rates. Had that to be removed, and yes, that would be removed because legislation's been passed. And on November the 5th and November the 19th, I sent emails to the clerk requesting the removal at that time of that from the agenda, or from the open projects list. So it's removed. Public communication, it's been marked on here to be removed, marked by Mr. Gobrick, and we'd already decided that at the November 6th meeting, and Gobrick confirmed that it should be removed. E-bikes and non-traditional motorized vehicles. Mr. Gobrick has marked that those should be removed. At the November 6th meeting, Myers requested we do not remove and let Gobrick do one more piece of research.
I can do that. I have not done that yet, but I will.
So we'll leave it on. 1308 Fremont Street. That was on open projects list before. I do not know why it got removed. Our committee did not request it be removed. I did send an email to the clerk back on, I don't have the date that I sent in
I
here.
don't want that one removed. removed. At the last meeting, I asked the fire chief to look into.
Exactly, and
It
that's what I was
wasn't
gonna
on
say.
the list. At some point,
Yeah.
it got removed.
Yeah, and it wasn't
a
on
while
this
ago,
list.
Or maybe when it was referred, never actually got put on the list.
No, it was on the list.
Well, okay.
It was on the list, because this is what has me a little confused. The open projects list for Health and Safety Committee
Mhm.
is dated 9/18. But if you look at the other committees, it's July.
So
I
how
just
many
went
open
off of what-
project copies are out there?
I just went
Well,
off
I'm
of
just
what was
saying what-
handed to me.
So I asked that 1308 Fremont Street be referred, and I'd sent an email requesting that.
Yep. So it's
Um,
added back on.
Was it ever officially removed?
It wasn't officially removed.
No, it wasn't officially
It was
removed, no.
Removed, but never asked to have been removed.
So it doesn't need to be referred?
No,
Right, it just didn't put back
it
on.
just needs to be typed back onto the list because it was properly referred.
Okay.
Let's see here. All right. See what else you got on here that you marked. I don't know why I have this here. The appointment to the Property Maintenance Appeals Board. Mr. Gobrick, you have that marked to be removed. The last time we spoke about the Property Maintenance Appeals Board was on November the 6th. And at that time, we talked about, Floyd Farmer's terms expiring. He agrees to the reappointment if no one else wishes to serve. Steve Pfeiffer's term expires. He wishes to be reappointed. Ron Bohr's term expires. He does not wish to be reappointed. Lisa Alsept wishes to replace Ron Bohr's. We need an alternate to replace Tom Rarick, who's deceased. James Cady and Lisa Whited have expressed desires to be alternates. Ed McCarthy is a current alternate, and he wishes to continue as an alternate. Legislation to be prepared to appoint the Health and Safety Committee as the chief appointing authority to avoid any potential suit per Gobrick and Myers. We talked about the appointment of the board members and alternates will be done by legislation and approved by council. If a board member resigns, an alternate should be given the opportunity to complete the unexpired term of the resigning board member. If an alternate needs replaced, the Health and Safety Committee will appoint the replacement, who will serve the unexpired term of the replaced alternate. There's going to be 4-year staggered terms for members and alternates. And then lastly, Myers stated the intent is to have this done by Tuesday.
That was a few Tuesdays ago.
Yeah, and there was never really any official request. It was just, legislation. It was felt that legislation needed to be prepared to appoint the Health and Safety Committee. That was, your thing, because to avoid any potential suit. So I guess we talked about all of that, but there was never really any official, we're asking you to do legislation to appoint the Health and Safety Committee as the chief appointing authority. Legislation to appoint the people, and we had made no decision because really all we need to do is just appoint an alternate. And there was no decision made between the two individuals that had expressed an interest to be alternates on which of those alternates the Health and Safety Committee wanted to appoint. So it's still
All right, so
up in the air.
as far as the two people that were listed as potential alternates, Mr. Cady and Mrs. Whited.
Yes.
Mr. Cady stood here on Tuesday night, and after he gave his former address, he did actually give his current address and says he does live in Sandusky. That's his current address. So I think that solves that question. So I guess since we didn't officially ask for legislation, I'll make a motion now requesting legislation. Actually, I'd like to request draft legislation be prepared on this because it will go to the next council. That way they can review it before they have to vote on it. So the new Health and Safety Committee can review draft legislation when it's ready to go.
So that's draft legislation for the appointment of the individuals?
Everything you just read through,
Okay,
yes.
so that's one piece of legislation.
Mhm.
Then there needs to be a second piece of legislation appointing the Health and Safety Committee as the chief appointing authority.
Can that be included in the same piece, or do you want that separate?
I think that should be separate. Oh, I'm sorry. I think it should be
Okay.
I
separate.
agree with her. It should
Okay.
be
Yeah.
separate.
I'll also request draft legislation for that.
Okay, then that does it. And we'll be having Floyd Farmer, Steve Pfeiffer, Lisa Alsep as the members, for reappointment and then replacement. And then we will be having Lisa Whited as the second alternate.
Retroactive to January 1st, I would assume.
Yes.
Since they'll be meeting after January 1st.
Yeah.
Some of those terms have expired at that point.
Do you want this as an emergency?
I guess.
Yeah.
Both of them?
Well, yeah, because the group needs to be able to be legal to get together to meet, and the other one has to say who can give them the authority to convene.
And I would think the legislation for appointing the Health and Safety Committee as the chief appointing authority should be passed first, and then the piece appointing these individuals should be passed second, correct?
Correct.
How do you feel about requesting legislation for that one to move on to the next council to vote for? And then the draft legislation for the new Health and Safety Committee on the appointments. That'll put one ahead of the other that way.
Okay, slowly say that again to me, please.
Instead of asking for both pieces to be draft legislation, I'm asking your thoughts and everybody's thoughts on making the piece that appoints the Health and Safety Committee as the appointing authority.
Okay.
Go ahead and actually request that legislation now,
Okay.
rather than draft legislation. That puts that out there, gets that able to be voted on the first of the new year, and that's solved.
So why are you saying requesting legislation and not requesting draft legislation? I'm trying to
Well,
understand.
you just stated that that one has to come first. I was just asking if that's the best way to put that one forward. Or do you want to just do both as draft and let them solve it all?
Aaron? Jim?
How soon do they have to be appointed?
I mean, is there a need for a meeting early in January?
No.
Is there any, well, that's what we asked, if there was anything. Then let's just leave them both at draft legislation.
That's subject to change, but as of right now, nothing is
Okay.
on fire. That hasn't already been on fire for a while.
Okay, and we do not need to do that by a motion in a second?
Correct.
Okay. That's it on this list that we were provided for open projects.
If I may use this as a teachable moment.
Sure.
So that's where, when on the open projects list, we would make a note that draft legislation was requested on this date. So that's one of the things that you see, all the stuff listed under there, that would be one.
Anything else, open projects? I think we've completed that.
Good job.
Public participation. Seeing no one, I adjourn the Health and Safety Committee meeting at 7:47 PM.
Thursday, December 18th, 2025, and call service.
Service Committee called to order at 7:48. I myself, Chair Chris Moritz, Kevin Myers is here, Chair present, Terry Spiegel not present. Public participation to speak. Seeing no public participation. In front of you, soon everybody's had a chance to look at the minutes, all 13 minutes. March 6, 2025, April 3rd, 2025, May 8th, 2025, May 22nd, 2025, June 5th, 2025, June 26th, 2025, July 10th, 2025, July 31st, 2025, August 7th, 2025, August 21st, 2025, September 4th, 2025, September 18th, 2025, October 16th, 2025. Can I get a motion to have all of them passed as one?
No, you first.
I'll make a motion to approve them collectively.
I'll second that.
Mr. Myers first, Aaron Sherrick second. All in favor? Aye. Motion passes. We have a 900 series to be brung up again today. See if we can keep this ball rolling down the court.
Mr. Chair.
Yes.
So at the last council meeting, they were sent back to committee because there were some changes that Mrs. Deshawn said she was gonna send you. Where does that stand right now?
On the Title 900s?
Yes.
Emailed to Michelle.
So it's all the changes that Mrs. Deshawn requested. And you have them now? Okay. And may I inquire, have you had a chance to see them yet?
No, they haven't been emailed.
All right, would you mind to forward those to those of us on the committee and Mrs. Deshawn?
So then we can,
Yeah, and so my thought is let's let, Vicky verify that the things that she had spotted in them that have been addressed. And then that'll stay on the open projects then for,
and make sure it gets, everything's in the right place.
yeah,
We don't go through what we did earlier today. Because that's no fun.
yeah, agreed.
Okay, also, on the same thing with Title 900s is Title 999. I do see it still says, one mistake I did see was on there that needs to be corrected is the amount.
Yep, I forwarded that to Landon the other day when we caught it, and he corrected it and sent the corrected one back to the
So you
clerk.
do have the corrected version, so we can send that one back to council.
Send that out to everybody.
Oh, send it
to
out,
review
everybody
as
look
well.
at first,
Yeah.
review first. So maybe by next committee, we can send it back out to council. Brandon,
Yes.
I don't know if you've had a chance to look at today. I did not reach out to you today. 9/13/12, do you see any problems with the wording on A, B, or C?
No.
I think everybody's in agreement, everybody in the administration has looked at this and looked at this and looked at this, and meetings on all this stuff. And I am comfortable with the way it's worded too for that one. And then also 923-11, that's more the industrial one. It's basically the same thing. Are you fine with the way that's?
I'm fine with the way that's worded too.
I'm fine with that too. So that being said on those, that's also part of the 900, so that could be actually put into that same thing as is. Open projects, anybody got any open projects? Open projects you want to talk about? None? Public participation again.
Greg White, 1125 Hillcrest Drive. So you're telling me, Mr. Law Director, that those two sections that violates the First Amendment of the Constitution and the Fourth Amendment of illegal search and seizures to come into somebody's property on demand, when demanded, okay? And that, I agree with the part where they can shut your water off. But when our local law enforcement can't even come into my house unless they have certain rights to come in under the law, that they have to have a warrant. So you're telling me that a city water person can come to my house and demand to come walk in my house anytime they want during normal hours.
If you have city water and there's a problem, yes.
Well, if I'm paying my bills, I don't have a problem. But I still don't believe that you or this council can make laws that violate constitutional rights of the Fourth Amendment.
If you can tell me any Fourth Amendment case, I'll entertain a conversation with you.
All right, that's fine. I'll let the people in Columbus know. Thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
You do that. Any more public participation? Seeing none, we will adjourn at
7:54.
7:54.
Good evening, it's Thursday, December 18th, 2025, and calling Public Lands and Buildings Committee.
Public Lands and Buildings Committee called to order at 7:56 PM. Members present are Chris Moritz, Clarissa Slater, Terry Spiegel is absent, and myself, Sharon Sheriff Chair, is present. First off, public participation. Seeing none. Next on the agenda, we have the minutes from April 3rd, May 8th, May 22nd, June 5th, June 26th, July 10th, July 31st, August 7th, August 21st, September 4th, September 18th, October 16th. I would entertain a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to accept those all together,
Collectively.
collectively, thank you.
Do we have a second?
I have a theoretical question. What if they don't pass tonight? What happens? I have the same question for economic development, so I guess I'll ask that question now. Mr. Law Director,
What's that?
if these don't pass tonight, what happens?
Special meeting?
We concurred the other night that you didn't have to be here to vote for them.
You didn't have to be, okay.
You know, if you weren't on council yet, but if it's good, like it's supposed to be there, it's
Yeah, how you were here
you can
for
still
a
vote
reason.
on, yeah, she wasn't in office yet for some of them. But that's what he said the other night was because we had that with some of the council minutes.
There's just so many. I went through some of them and
Here comes Terry now.
Don't say that.
I mean, I know there's the, there's the YouTube at the top so people can go back and watch it. I just found, in my economic development ones, I found errors. I'm just anxious about passing something I don't have confidence in. But I'm also not trying to make us do additional work. I just have not been able to go through every single public lands and buildings one to check it. Has anyone done that? Who prepared these? Does anyone know? Well, I guess I'll second it.
Okay, so we have a motion from Mr. Moritz, a second from Ms. Scheffler Slater. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, do we have anything on the open projects we need to speak about?
Nothing I know of.
Do we have any public participation? All right, seeing none, we're adjourning at 7:59 PM.
I'm glad
Good
you're
evening.
next to me.
It's Thursday, December 18th, 2025, and it's economic development.
I call the Economic Development Committee to order at 8:01 p.m. Members present, Chris Moritz, Vicki DeShawn, and myself, Clarissa Scheffler Slater, Chair. First up, public participation.
Kurt Fankhauser, 1415 Michigan Drive. On October 3rd, legislation was passed regarding CRA tax abatement stuff. This was a special meeting that had other pieces of legislation that should have passed the night before on October 2nd, but we didn't have a quorum. And it seemed like people specifically didn't come to the October 2nd meeting because they just had to get this CRA stuff. So the CRA stuff was passed, tax abatement CRA on October 3rd. And then nothing. There's no follow-up regarding that, no formation of the committee that would oversee giving the tax abatements. I questioned on, I believe, November 4th, what's going on with this CRA thing? And then on November 6th, at the next Economic Development Committee meeting, it was addressed. Mrs. Slater addressed my concerns. And this is what she said at that meeting.
Council President Kerfinkhauser questioned why the community reinvestment area ordinance was rushed through, and then it's been radio silence. I want to provide a full recount of how we've gotten here and what happened and what has taken place since the passage of that ordinance. So I have to go back a bit, so bear with me. In the winter of 2024, before my appointment to council, I attended the city's public town hall on the budget and revenue ideas for the city. There, I presented proposals to strengthen Bucyrus's economy, including expanding the use of tax abatements to attract new businesses and to help homeowners reinvest in their properties. At that time, only commercial and industrial projects qualified for our CRA per our ordinance. I began to research how other communities in Ohio had successfully extended the abatement programs to include residential improvements. Those efforts became the foundation of what we later discussed and I presented, which was the Residential Investment Revitalization Abatement Program, or RERAP. After my appointment on April 1st, and at that meeting on April 1st, I made the formal referral for tax abatements to be reviewed by the Economic Development Committee and continued refining that proposal. In the summer, I publicly presented the concept to council and its committees. Around the same time, the Crawford Partnership and state-level workforce and development partners were in active discussion with an employer considering expansion here in Bucyrus. Because negotiations were ongoing, that information was confidential. As every member of council knows, and has been continually reminded by our law director, economic discussions are protected under Ohio Revised Code 121.22, subsection G, subsection 8, until the business itself chooses to make that information public. That confidentiality protects both the city's negotiating position and the employer's interest. It later became evident that information discussed in executive session was acquired illegally, undermining the confidentiality that our partners rely on and the confidence in the city. A breach of trust, along with the misinformation spread by hostile individuals, caused the state and regional partners to withdraw from the CRA abatement, ending discussions that could have created roughly about 50 jobs.
Okay, I'm going to stop it right there. I was accused of causing 50 jobs to not come to Bucyrus, falsely. Now, since there's officially been a press release by the business, which was published on FreeWire News yesterday, it can now be publicly discussed.
Well, let's discuss it.
I'm getting there, Mr. Gobrick. Okay, I seen an article yesterday on FreeWire, and this is what the headline says. IB Tech announces major Bucyrus expansion, 170 new jobs expected. So it wasn't 50 jobs, it's 170 jobs, and guess what? They're coming.
No, we were supposed to get more jobs, and you and Greg torpedoed the whole thing.
It was gonna be
because
220
you guys can't
jobs.
follow standard decorum in city business. There was supposed to be
GRP
more jobs.
GRP and the partnership conferred with Jobs Ohio, explaining how immediately after McKenna put the legwork in to speak to Winford so they could be considered whole with an abatement, which means that IB Tech would directly pay Winford schools to make them whole on the abatement so they don't lose out on revenue. And immediately after that conversation, guess who starts calling the board members?
Greg
White. They got skittish because they were being told that it was illegal, which is false. It was not illegal. And then
was the state's
following
idea.
that, who decided to go on their Wavelink website and start streaming from their tower the build and started making their announcements on Transparency for Bucyrus that there was this big project coming? Who did that announcement without the permission of IB Tech? The thing is, your interference and Greg White's interference, because you hate me so much and you think this was going to be a good feather in my cap, screwed Bucyrus of 50 jobs for an abatement because you had your panties in a ruffle. No, I'm not done talking. You want to come up here and make accusations, yet you refuse to actually do the frickin' research to know that you are a poison to this. You have poisoned the project. We lost 50 jobs because that additional revenue that they would have had from not having to pay the property tax on the improvement could have went to hard-paying jobs. And in the long run, that income tax, the tax on the property for the increased improvement, all of that still would have gone back into the city's pocket. There was 50 jobs that could have been permanent jobs, that could have been the people that were displaced at Diamond Wipes. Did not occur because you guys hate me so much that you would rather see it fail than for it to go through. Kurt, your vendetta is screwing Bucyrus. It has been since day one. You pick out Kevin, you pick out me, you pick out anybody, and you try to make it look like they failed. Do you not realize when one of us fails, or a committee fails, or whatever you want to say, or the meeting minutes isn't right, and you want to point it out so publicly and do all this crap, it is affecting Bucyrus. Grow up, dude. You're 38.
I'm 39.
39, I'm sorry, I missed your
Oh, did we
birthday.
forget your birthday?
Jesus.
Before we're done with this conversation, though, I would like to point out just how stupid you are. Because you're like, oh, the footers are in, and this and that and the other. No, they were building a warehouse. The plan was for that warehouse to eventually be turned into this paint line. So the construction for the abatement didn't start, but we couldn't say anything about it because we actually follow the law.
Okay, contrary to what you believe, Mr. Gobrick, according to the tax abatement laws,
No.
construction can't commence
They
yet.
didn't want an abatement for
The
the
warehouse.
warehouse. They wanted the abatement for turning the warehouse into the paint line.
It was a multi-phase project.
Are you this stupid?
The first part was building the building. The second part was building the paint line. That's what they wanted the
Okay.
abatement for.
Okay,
Seriously, dude.
I
Just go
talked
home.
with
Bucyrus
McKenna
rejected
Laser.
you.
I
Go
ta-
away.
Excuse me, Mr. Gobrick, I have the floor.
For now.
I talked with McKenna Laser,
I talked to McKenna Laser too.
and there was mention of this 170 jobs, but there was never any mention of this 50 additional
Do
jobs.
you mean that you weren't in the meeting? Or
When
in
she
the
told
executive
us that?
session that we didn't want you in because this exact thing was gonna happen?
Hey.
And you were gonna screw us over and screw the city again?
Excuse me, Mr. Gobrick, I still have the floor.
Actually, you're asking questions and he's answering them, so I'm allowing it.
Okay. You're right, I was not included in any executive sessions regarding this matter.
And why do you
Okay.
think that is, Kurt?
I don't know.
Because you're a bad person who tries to hurt Bucyrus at every turn.
Only when it regards the people he doesn't like. He doesn't care if the city is affected by his hatred of other people.
Okay, it is unprecedented to not include the council president in executive sessions of that
To
nature.
be fair, you're an unprecedented
Thank you.
president, so
How many
Okay.
things have we had to change?
If
And
I
what we
would
do
have
them?
been included in those executive sessions,
if you were included, you would still find a way to screw it up because you would have told Greg White about the executive session.
I didn't tell Greg White anything about any executive session. I wasn't in it.
I know. If that would have happened, you still would have bothered everybody at Whitford. We tried to keep you out of it because we wanted those 50 extra jobs, especially after Diamond White's closed.
I was told by a city,
You were told.
By a city what?
by a city employee
Uh-huh, sure.
that this
You were
construction that was going on out there was, it had already started, but we were trying to make it look like it was just a parking lot.
Okay.
So that you
told.
could,
Question. Was that employee in the executive session?
I don't know, I wasn't in the executive session.
You were here when everybody was voted on it. Were they in there or not?
Brandon,
No, I need to know
Don't-
this because it's a crime. If they were in there and that city employee told you, I need to know. And considering the fact that I'm arguably about to call the police up here and get you for obstruction because you're not telling me.
Mr. Gobrick, if you guys would have included the council president in these executive sessions,
No.
that's the proper way here. You guys botched this yourselves
You
by
botched
doing
it
what you
for us
did.
Because you stomped your feet like a little crybaby because we didn't want you in there because of this exact reason.
I have never been unwilling to participate in an executive
We were
session.
unwilling to have you participate.
We're a
It's about you,
team.
Kurt.
We are a team.
Oh my God.
You excluded me and you screwed this whole thing up.
We didn't screw anything up.
Yes, you did.
You did.
Are you admitting that
Yes, you did.
did this because they excluded you? Like,
I didn't know what was,
Dorsey.
I didn't know what was going on. I can only assume that there was mischievous stuff going on when you're trying
You
to
can only
exclude.
assume mischievous stuff because of why.
You have given no reason to why you did not include somebody that should have been in an executive session.
I've said it's because you're a bad person. Nobody wants to work with you. You were going to screw it up. You still found a way to screw it up. You try to hurt the city at every turn.
How did I
Now,
know?
Who told you that? Because the employee that told you that, the city employee that told you that, were they in the executive session or not?
Yes or no? It's an easy question.
I'm
Whoever
pretty-
told you that, were they in the executive session or not? Because we already know that there's a leak out of that executive
If
session.
somebody did tell me that there was an executive
If somebody
session,
did tell you that,
would you prosecute them to the fullest extent of the law, Mr. Gobrick?
of course.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Even if it's who you least suspect?
Yes. I've been
Thank you. That's all I gotta say
absolutely
about
clear
it.
Wait,
that I will
wait,
prosecute
he's not answering
anyone.
it. There was a crime
No.
and he's not answering it.
And he has information on it.
I walked in on the end of this and I don't like
So
what you guys-
Kurt said, and you can check the tape, that somebody, a city employee, had told him details about the executive session. And now he's trying to backpedal, because I asked him who it was, because if they were in the executive session, it's a first-degree misdemeanor, punishable by up to 180 days in jail and a $1,000 fine, and he won't tell me who did it.
That's obstruction, right?
Obstruction, he's under oath with counsel. Obviously, he's not gonna tell you anything, so might as well finish.
Okay, well, let's just put this all out there since we're airing it. I got, on October 3rd, the day after the meeting, I got an email. And this was from Greg White. Dear Mrs. Slater, during the illegal meeting of the Economic Development Committee that was about IB Tech building expansion, mind you, that was never publicly released. Again, it was in executive session at the industrial park in the city of Bucyrus, Ohio. According to Richland Building Permit, a permit was submitted and approved on July 15th, 2025 on this project. That was done under a public records request under state laws for said request. Mr. Gobrick,
Hey,
would you explain that
Mike.
part?
When did they get that? When did Richland County get that public records request? Because weren't they in a tizzy when they didn't get one? We called and asked, and they said, we don't have one of those. And then they got one from Kurt Fankhauser, and then said, hey, guess what? We got this public records request like yesterday.
They requested public records request of the building permit from Richland County Building Department. They never submitted one with my office to get a copy of the building permit.
But it was after
They went to
October
Richland
3rd.
County instead.
I was gonna say, but when? Because as soon as the executive session thing.
That was
broke-
after that meeting.
It was after that meeting,
It was after
correct.
that meeting.
So permit number 2025161 was that. That was only in the sole custody and control of the engineering department and zoning department. So unless someone was.
Richland County.
And Richland County. So unless someone was, I don't know, having access to internet and servers, able to access and get into with administrative control into the server for the engineer and development, engineering and zoning, are they able to, is there any other way that they could have got that information if there was no public record?
There was no public request for the building permit, but I had a set of plans in our office.
In your office?
In our office. Anybody could see them,
If they asked for them?
yes.
And was,
Did anybody ask for them?
not that I can remember.
Not that I can remember.
Now, I remember my recollection of the events, Mike, is as soon as we had the leak out of executive session, I came and asked you if anybody put in a public records request for the building plans or anything like that. And you said no. And we got a hold of Richland County and they said no. And then all of a sudden one day, Richland County gives us a call and says, hey, Kurt Fankhauser just put in this public records request.
Yeah.
And do you remember what day that was? Because it was,
I'd have to check my email.
because I think it was after that email that we
It wasn't, I
had.
think, we know. It was
I'm
after.
pretty sure it was after that email that he put in that public records request.
Because when I initially got the building plan submittal from, I don't know, their architect, I was told it was for warehouse.
And it was.
And it was warehouse until, I
Phase
think,
2.
up past that meeting. That's as far as I knew, it was warehouse.
Well, it's very interesting
So-
that you bring that up, because then it says this project was already shovel-ready, these are words used in the executive session, for construction. The project from outside sources state that 150 to 180 new jobs for this company to expand. With that said, I'm requesting all phone, text messages, blah, 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 blah. So it was done in order and exactly how we spoke about it. They knew the range of that. It does not include the fact that when I spoke to McKenna, which was not an executive session, she said that there could be roughly 50 additional new jobs if a tax abatement is provided.
Well, I know
So-
for a fact that when they submitted the plans for the warehouse, there was no plan of moving any machinery into that for a line because there was no additional restrooms in the building plan. So,
Right, and we all knew this because we were in the executive session.
because if there was gonna be that many new employees,
You gotta have that.
by state building, you have to have that many more restrooms per, I don't remember how many it is, but yeah. So now they're running a new sanitary sewer connection into the sanitary line in that expansion. And we're still waiting on restroom plans.
And just so it's clear, because this project was initiated through GRP, Ohio Means Jobs, and the partnership as a group collective effort, and that the warehouse was going in no matter what, from my understanding.
Yeah.
Correct.
And that the rest of it was contingent on how much abatement they can get, how much, what the
Yeah,
full
but
package.
I was involved way before all that,
Right,
so.
right. So what I'm saying is that I just don't want people to think that this is a multi-phase project. The first phase was the warehouse no matter what, and they were building upon that. But it's just very interesting that the range, the 150 to 80 jobs explicitly stated in that meeting. And I believe, if I'm not wrong, there was 2 other incidences that I'm not gonna bring up because it's not mine. But there was also a voicemail in a face-to-face conversation where all of the information, pretty much verbatim, was stated by Greg White. And yet we're sitting here saying that's not a crime. So, and Greg White's on the planning commission
Didn't you
too.
play your voicemail here in council?
No, she did not.
Would you like to?
I mean, it pretty well is what,
I think it's important though that
I think
people
it's
actually,
important.
because there's more information than on my email.
I would like you to play it, please. And while you're pulling that up, would you like to discuss?
Terry walked in late.
No. About the conversation. Would you like to discuss?
What about it?
Would you like to tell us about it?
What conversation?
Between you and Greg at the Crazy Fox.
Oh.
Like 10 minutes after the meeting.
No, we had, he already knew some of the details of it
Some?
Some.
after the meeting, yeah. Well, he knew a lot about it at the Crazy Fox about 10 minutes after we left here.
Didn't you state that he knew verbatim stuff and referenced a...
Yeah, he knew everything about it, but
device?
he knew everything about it, yeah.
And didn't he reference a device?
Oh,
Alluded to it maybe?
that I can't remember. I'm really not sure. I can't say if I do or don't.
Oh, you told me he did.
Okay, I don't remember.
The whole reason why I'm so frustrated by this is because Kurt was right on his transparency page saying that I was not here from the beginning on this issue. It's true, I wasn't. But I became economic development chair like a month or more after I got appointed to council. This is something that I take, when I was put on it, I took it seriously. And when McKenna approached me and we had our first conversation about it, I wanted to do everything that we could to bring more jobs to Bucyrus for this exact reason. Because the economy is always fluctuating. And with Diamond White's closing, that's 40 people who lost a job. I mean, I was distraught that someone would do that because they hate somebody that much. Like that, because they don't want me to have any sort of credit on it whatsoever, that they hate me that much, that they would actually, looks like, break the law to make sure that the abatement doesn't go through. And 50 additional people from the Bucyrus area aren't getting jobs because Kurt Fankhauser hates Clarissa Slater that much. It's just insanity. Absolute insanity. It's just, I couldn't imagine, because I wouldn't do that. I don't like you, you know that. I would not do that.
are you ready for me to?
Yes, thank you.
Close to the mic, please.
Oh, it's in your
Oh.
It's in your ears.
It's in your hearing aid.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, why
Hope
are
you're
you
calling Greg.
screaming at me? Oh, yeah, I accidentally hit to call you. My hearing aids, it's hooked up to, so.
Can I fix it for you?
Sure, yes,
Okay.
please.
I'm gonna disconnect your hearing aids for a second.
Oh, that's fine.
Now we should be able to hear it now.
Hi, this is,
Oh, I see why. You don't have it on speaker.
constituents, Greg White. Hi, this is one of your constituents, Greg White. I just wanted to let you know that the council meeting last night for executive session was illegal by the state law. Also, having Mr. Myers in that meeting made an illegal council meeting under the state law of executive session because he did not have any pertinent information or anything exclusive to the contrary about IB Tech wanting to put on a building expansion and
Mind you,
wants
no one
a
knew about
tax
IB Tech yet.
abatement. So the other thing I wanted to let you know also is that we weren't mentioned by name, but you and I were discussed in executive session during that meeting. Just kind of wanted to let you know, but they didn't mention us by name, but we were talked about. So I thought I'd give you that tidbit that I found out already. So you don't have to return my phone call, but I'm going to ask for an investigation of the executive session. Thank you. Goodbye.
I would like that too. I would like to have an investigation on an executive session.
And just for the record, I wasn't at the executive session.
So why did I go ahead and just put this all out there? Because I hope that the next council sees this as a learning experience, that people's lives aren't to be played with for politics. This is Bucyrus, we're all our damn neighbors. Like, this is embarrassing. Calling and harassing the school board and everything else, I just can't see how anyone thinks that any of that's okay. But we're still on public participation, so any more public participation.
Greg White, 1125 Hillcrest Drive. I appreciate the law director and you slandering me, so I appreciate that.
I love
on
your
public
definition of
record.
slander, but keep going.
Number one, okay, Chris Moritz didn't tell me anything about anything that was in executive
I didn't say
session.
Chris Moritz told you anything.
I'm telling you straight up now.
So you already knew.
Okay?
She told him details about it.
You know, can I have the floor,
Yeah,
or do you
go
want to
for
be
it.
rude and interrupt again?
Go for it.
Okay.
Rude.
So, I found out through outside sources that IB Tech was doing a building expansion. Okay? Matter of fact, it was basically some people I know here in town that knew about it and known about it for some time. I called Richland County. I made a phone call because I was looking up the permit online, because Richland County will be issuing that permit before the city of Bucyrus would.
That's
So-
wrong.
The lady,
Sorry, what was that, Mike?
hang on,
That is wrong.
okay.
That
well-
is wrong.
Okay, well,
Slander.
we'll get the dates right then, okay? So, number one, the lady on the phone, when I told her I was looking at the building permits for the last 6 months for City of Bucyrus, she gave me everything I needed to know. Now, all I was asking, are they doing the building expansion? She said, yes, they're doing the building expansion. The permit was put in July 15th. They did a walkthrough. They got their permit July 15th. That's public record with Richland County. She even gave me the permit number. Okay? So it wasn't done under the table or anything. It was done by, wait a minute, let me finish.
No, because you said in your email that you had the plans and had them for some
I
time.
no, I never said in my email I had plans. Where's that at? I didn't have plans.
You said it in your email, Greg.
I don't have plans. I said they had plans done. They've been done since July 15th, sir. Then I called Mike and verified everything with him. And he said, quote unquote, that the city of Bucyrus issued their permit on July 20th for IB Tech. I even said that and stated that in a meeting, didn't I, Terry?
As far as I know, I don't.
Yep. So it was all stated in the meeting that I was given the information by Mike from zoning. Now, I didn't go up and look at the plans or nothing. I could care less. All I knew was those were the true facts. That Richland County gave me the information that a building expansion was taking place because someone had informed me that was going on. I did my own research. Now, Mike provided me when the city issued their permit for that expansion, when the city approved it on the 20th of July. Okay? I never seen any plans, didn't do a public records request. I was just asking for information over the telephone to Richland County, and the lady was so nice to give me everything. So there wasn't a public records request done. It was a casual conversation with Richland County. Okay? And that's all it was. Now, I don't know what you guys talking about in executive session, but I will quote this too.
You just said that
There's
you
audio
did.
evidence
No,
of
I
that.
don't.
Yes, you did. You said they talked about us.
No.
They didn't
I
mention us
heard-
by name.
I heard rumor, and as Mr. Goldberg
heard
knows,
rumor.
I heard that
I just wanna know who
I was
committed
mentioned,
crime.
wait a minute, can I
That's it.
finish? I and
wonder who
Vicky was
committed crime,
mentioned
conspired to pull
because,
crime off. That's
remember,
all I care
executive
about.
session can only be about the information that you went into executive session for, not about anything else. And you know, matter of fact, that there's been, and Vicky knows this too, of other executive sessions too, okay, that people have been talked about in executive session before, and that's illegal. Okay? Anything outside of what you're in there for, you cannot talk about anything else. And that is the law.
And you know what,
No,
it's
not.
interesting, you know what is the law
Sure it
though?
is, because the only stuff that's confidential is the stuff that's confidential.
So
in
you can
executive
talk
session.
about me in executive session?
If we want to make fun of you or say you're a good person or whatever, just common chit chat, that's completely allowed.
Okay, thank you. I like that. You got it on. We got it
The
on
only
record.
part of executive session that's confidential.
Well, see, I
Is
didn't
the
get
fact that it was about IB Tech, and then that was then disseminated to the public?
Yeah, so.
Okay.
So what? It's
So
public information.
what?
So what?
You
Was it
lost
about-
50 jobs, Greg White, because of you.
You called me
They-
a drug dealer.
I didn't call you a drug dealer.
Yeah, you did.
I said I was concerned
you told
about
me
you.
that I was on drugs.
I didn't say that either. I was concerned
Oh,
you're
it's
on
on-
drugs.
no, it's- you
Look
were
at your
Facebook
behavior,
page.
Greg White.
Can I call for business at
Get
hand?
out,
or
like
whatever that-
seriously.
Oh,
You're an alleged criminal at this point in my mind. Goodbye. All right, so we have meeting minutes, and this is more public participation. No? Hearing none? Let's move on. Oh, come on, Marie.
Right that off, 210 Ethel Street. I want to say you guys just wasted 35, 30, 40 minutes on nothing.
Sure we
Thank you
did.
very much. Thank you.
Sure did.
Thank you very much.
Sure did. Because we lost 50 jobs, and that is
I said,
nothing.
she said, no, you didn't. Yes, you did.
Yep, 50
That's
jobs is
a bunch of
nothing, right?
childish
Okay.
bull crap.
But it's all on camera now.
Yep, all right, now meeting minutes, let's go. Do I have a motion to accept them collectively?
No.
Okay, do I have a motion to accept any of them?
No.
Me neither.
I mean, I've
It's a mess.
we have minutes listed on the agenda that have already been previously prepared and approved. The minutes that haven't been approved, which we have in our packet. Let's see here. We have some that have the wrong person voting.
Yep.
We have left out individuals that participated in public participation. We have at least one wrong member listed on a committee. And then, you know, just the usual Scrivener errors.
There's like there's 5 people listed at one point too, I think.
And I'm not prepared to approve the minutes. I mean, if the rest of the committee wants to,
I'm not either.
I mean, I'm going to vote no on them because of the edits that need to be made. One place it has someone voting yes when they actually abstained. I mean, according to the Ohio Sunshine Law, a public body must keep full and accurate minutes of its meetings. Minutes do not have to be a verbatim transcript of the proceedings, but must include enough facts and information for the public to understand and appreciate the rationale behind the public body's decisions. Minutes are inadequate when they contain inaccuracies that are not corrected. A public body cannot rely on sources other than their approved minutes to argue that their minutes are a full and accurate record of their proceedings. So I think that goes back to Clarissa's statement that yes, we do have them on YouTube, or you can go to YouTube and listen to them. But if ever there's a time that the minutes are going to be in court for some reason.
Like crimes?
You can't go to that recording and say, but yeah, the recording said this. If your minutes don't say it, it's the minutes. that the court's going to look at, not what's on the recording. And I will say this, I mean, all these minutes that, I sat and was reading last night and all day today, they're short, which that was nice, mostly, because I didn't have, I could go through them quicker, although I did not get any of the finance read. But they just don't tell the story.
And why are they all listed for this reason?
I don't even know where these came from. Did anyone in this committee even prepare them?
No.
I won't do 3. I only have 2 son and.
I don't know why all of them are on here, if some of them already been approved.
And if you'll remember, I sent an email out to all council members. I had done a breakdown of each committee and what minutes I had, the date of the minutes. I had a column if the minutes were approved. I had a column if the minutes were prepared, a column if the minutes were approved, a column if the minutes were on documents on demand. And it laid it out, here's the status of each meeting. And then I even sent a follow-up of that. So I'm not quite sure why we have on this list.
Yeah.
Because if you'll check what I prepared for you, you'll see the X that says, yes, they've been prepared. If there's no X for approved, or if there is an X for approved, it wouldn't be on this list because it's already been approved. So if you go with this list and you approve this list, you are double approving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes.
I mean, we don't have a choice. We're gonna have to table it. I was afraid that was gonna happen. I mean, we could vote on it, but I'm gonna say no. I don't know, Vicky's gonna say no, so it's not gonna pass.
And I'm just saying, that anybody and everybody, so I hope everybody else is listening, that volunteered, that helped to do the minutes, because we were left with so many minutes that were.
Oh, I know.
And so I appreciate everyone that put their effort in to help me out.
Yeah.
Because,
Well,
people volunteer to do them, knowing they don't do them, or can't, don't have time to do them, or.
I volunteered, but I never heard anything, so I didn't hear till today.
I just really appreciate everybody that did step up to say at least they would help me.
Good. We table.
Table. Open projects.
Okay, but we're back to then, if we table these.
We're gonna have to have another meeting. We don't have an option, Vicki.
Or can these minutes be presented at the first council meeting in January while we're still sitting at our seats, the signed eye meeting, or whatever that proper terminology is?
Yeah, technically you lose your authority to vote on December 31st.
Well, without double checking, I was thinking that I had looked at other signed eye meetings and there was stuff done by,
Otherwise, how do you do the last meeting minutes of the year?
yeah.
I thought you asked about this and you said yes, technically we could wait till the 6th.
Pardon?
I thought you asked this question and I don't want to say.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
And he said, yes, technically you could do it on the 6th.
Yeah. Who said that?
I think you asked Kevin, I think it was Kevin that was in there.
Oh, Kevin left, yeah. Well, I'll give you a heads up. Well, no, we'll talk about that when each meeting comes up, or each committee comes up.
Are we ready for open projects?
Yes. Oh, yeah, go ahead. I don't have anything on that.
Any open projects for anybody? The only other note I have is that, was that exchange impassioned? Yes, it was. I kept hearing the word embarrassing. Okay, great. But what's embarrassing is that there's people trying to purposefully harm the city because they don't like people. And I am very passionate about it. So I do apologize that it was impassioned, but I just don't understand why anyone would purposely harm the city. So So people at home, sorry that ended up being long-winded, but it needed to be said, it needed to be known. Any other public participation?
Kurt Fankhauser, 1415 Michigan Drive, again. The only thing that harms the city is when you don't include all the council members that should be included in these executive sessions, okay?
Duly noted.
Second, it's been acknowledged that construction had commenced prior to the October 3rd meeting at the IB Tech property. It sounds like you're acknowledging that was related to the 178 jobs.
No.
You're saying that there was, what would, so if this other project, the additional 50 jobs was to come in, if that project was going to happen, was the footprint of the building going to get larger than the ongoing project that's out there now?
It's gonna have to be,
Define footprint.
because Mike just said that it's gonna have to be.
So you're telling me that the paint booth or whatever you were just talking about, something with the paint booth for these 50 additional jobs,
You're missing the
They're
point.
still doing the paint line, they're just not adding the extra 50
No,
employees.
the point
Okay,
is that
okay,
you
so-
said 150 to 170 jobs, right? That was like, or 180 jobs. That had nothing, was not tied to the warehouse whatsoever. The
so where were
warehouse
the
was
workers going to be in the other, if the other 50 would come in? If they're
The
not
same
making the
place.
project
the
bigger?
same place. It's more than one phase. It's a do you understand what phases are in construction and
okay,
in
so if-
business? When you have different phases of production?
Well, I'm going to,
Just stop. This has not anything to do with anything
yeah,
important.
yeah, it is.
No,
Okay,
it's-
it's about the tax abatement to Winford, okay? You stated that they were talking to Winford about a tax abatement. The way
For
real
phase
estate is
2.
taxed, it's basically the shell of the building.
Oh my God.
What was going to change with the project if the extra 50 jobs come in that would require a tax abatement to Winford? Is the building getting another addition on it? Something's not adding up with what you guys have said
What's
tonight.
adding up is you don't have all the information and yet you're still
Well,
trying to
maybe
talk
I should have
about
been in the executive session.
No, you
it.
should
Or
not.
maybe you should just be a council president.
Okay, any more public participation?
You guys messed this up for Bucyrus.
No, you did. What about your camera, wavelength camera staring at this thing? Yep. I hear a motion to adjourn. We are adjourned at 8:44 PM.
We'll come to order at 8:45.
Thank you.
James Dean Chair, Vicky DeShawn, Clarissa Slater, Aaron Sherrick. So, what?
She sneezed.
Oh,
I thought she said dude. I thought she was yelling at us.
scared me. Okay, we have minutes. How you guys feel about these minutes?
Tabling them.
You wanna hold them?
Table them, please.
Because it's the same thing. We have minutes.
All right, we're gonna hold them.
And are you going to help?
Did you do public participation, please?
No, you didn't. Public participation.
Public participation? Oh, come on up.
Of course.
Sorry.
Greg White, 1125 Hillcrest Drive. I just want to know, what's going on with the property maintenance code?
We're working on it.
If we're going to still work on it and the next
Absolutely.
next council's going
That ad hoc is still going.
to... Okay, thank
So
you.
is zoning, by the way.
What's
both of
that?
them. So is zoning, both of them.
Good, thank you.
All right.
Thanks for the update.
Appreciate it. That was public participation. Now back to the minutes. So we're going to table those, correct?
Correct.
All right.
That will help.
Let's move on to open projects. Okay, Aaron doesn't have anything. How about you, Vicki?
Well, I thought we were going to go through the open projects list that each committee was provided with the notations by the law director and the service safety director and see if we approved or disapproved. But I guess that's up to you as the chair.
Yeah, we're gonna go through them.
Pardon?
Yeah, we're going through them.
All right.
Sidewalk installation and repair, that was brought in on 9/17/2019.
Mr. Gobrick has it marked to be removed. I agree.
Housing issues.
Starner has it marked to be removed. I agree. Was 2022?
Yes. Clarissa, do you agree? Aaron? Speak up.
I'm fine with whatever. I mean, it's not gonna affect me, it's gonna be whomever.
Right.
BCO, we're not moving that one.
That's what I thought, because you said at the November 6th meeting that it was to be left on.
Yes, ma'am. I'm working off of the 9th, so removal of property tax on Let's Drive. How are we doing, Mr. Goldberg?
The Let's Drive one?
Yep.
Doesn't look like they want to go through with it anymore, but
Keeping it on, taking it off.
keep it on. I guess we could still figure it out.
Well, and I guess my concern, if they're not wanting to go through with it, have we not already put in
Yes.
our, the reason of switching or swapping the properties was so the city could put in what?
Lift station.
The lift station. And the lift station's been put in. And now they're saying they don't want to do the swap?
Well, maybe they'll take responsibility of the lift station.
Keep it on there so we can still talk about it.
All right. Food trucks.
At the November 6th meeting, that was removed from this committee because it's on the Health and Safety Committee.
All right, that's removed then. Updating the zoning plating code, that stays.
Well,
Oh, it's in
it's in the ad hoc,
ad hoc.
so it shouldn't be, it
All right.
shouldn't stay.
Ethel Street Alley vacation.
I
We
don't
have to
know.
go with the railroad on that one, isn't it? So,
There's a question mark. I don't know whose question mark that is.
Is that still something that we want to do? If it's something we still want to do, we should leave it on there. I mean, eventually the railroad has to respond. Theoretically.
theoretically. Okay, Pleasant Hill. Oh, that's all done, isn't it?
Yep, we'd already asked for that on November the 6th to be removed.
Rezoning for Rosita, that's removed.
We'd asked it on November the 6th, and it was confirmed to remove it back then.
Sunoco zoning reclassification, so we haven't heard from them yet. Mike, have we heard from the Sunoco?
And at the November 6th
wait, we talked
meeting,
about
we'd
that.
already removed it.
Yeah, we removed it because of the
So it's off. There's no reason to even
Rezone.
talk
Because
about
they
it.
filled out the paperwork wrong, right?
Yeah, they filled out paperwork now.
Thanks, Mike.
Good job, Mike.
Good job, Mike.
Quit, I can't read. Recycling center's gonna stay, planning commission letter.
Well, now, wait a minute. What did you, the annexation?
Annexation of the Crawford County, that's gonna stay.
Correct. Planning commission letter, that should be removed because the hearing's already been held.
Yeah. Appointment to the BZA. That will be, what do you want to do?
But now remember, Starner has it initialed to remove, and at the November 6th meeting, it was stated that that project was removed at the August 7th meeting.
Yeah, but we're gonna need it on.
But we've already asked for it to be removed. I mean, it's going to have to be referred back to committee,
Okay,
because you're going to need that for the appointment of Is it Mr. Stucker?
And whoever's head of plating.
I'm sorry, guys, I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom.
Is that it? Anything else, Vicki?
Do we only have one page? Oh, okay. The encroachment agreement. At the November 6th meeting, Gobrick said he was almost done. That's not on this list.
I don't have it.
I know because it wasn't added to the list.
Okay.
So the encroachment is just, encroachment agreement.
Do we need the encroachment agreement?
Oh, there's a
Either
big
Mike
story
or-
on that one.
Brandon, one of the two? We need the encroachment agreement?
We do. Technically, we don't, but the agreement we want more things than are statutorily provided.
So we'll leave that on there. Anything else on your list? Yours is different from mine.
Cumulative zoning, that's not on the list, although it was referred to committee. Was referred back on September the 2nd. And at the At the November 4th meeting, I guess it wasn't put on the list. At the November 4th committee meeting, it was stated that they want it left in ad hoc and plating committees. Because it had been referred to the ad hoc and plating, which I don't know if that was a little strange. So, but it's always been my understanding, once you take something out of committee and refer it to an ad hoc, take it out of a standing committee, refer it to an ad hoc committee, then it's removed from the standing committee. And it's then the ad hoc committee that totally does everything with it. And I know Aaron,
Refers it back to.
No, I don't know
Or
why.
brings it back to full council.
Right, to full council, but not,
I say, wasn't that one referred from full council to the ad hoc and the committee?
well, that was one of those goofy ones
And-
where,
And that's why when we talked about it, they were like, we want to keep it here and there, just in case.
okay. And then at the 11/6 meeting, Gobrick said that Mike Keefe needs to talk at an ad hoc meeting.
About what?
He
I don't
talks,
even remember at this point.
he talks too much.
On the cumulative zoning, yeah.
Is that it?
So the cumulative zoning, we're leaving on this list, well, put it on your list because it's not on there, it should have been.
It's on mine now.
And then it's gonna stay, encroachment needs to be put on, and it's gonna stay. Okay.
Good?
Yeah.
Public participation.
8:55.
Meeting adjourned at 8:55. Finance come to order at 9:56. 8:56. Kevin Myers is absent. Members Vicky DeShawn, Chris Moritz, and James Smee is acting chair. Public participation.
Kurt Fankhauser, 1415 Michigan Drive. So, the 2026 budget
Okay.
was passed a couple weeks ago. Week ago, a couple weeks ago. Now that budget that's passed, if you look at it, if you look at the actual legislation, it's just like the groups. It doesn't have the full detail of the whole, what ends up being a very large document that's nearly 100 pages long.
More than that.
Okay. When we did the 2025 budget in December, a document was provided from the auditor's office called the expense budget worksheet. And that has 3 columns. It has the current proposed for the next year and the previous, and the existing year and the previous year. So you could compare as the council members, you could basically go down every single line and see what's different between the 3 years. Okay? As the finance committee, were you ever provided that for the 2026 budget by the auditor's office? I see Chris shaking his head no over there. So, Mr. Mead, do you ever recall seeing it? Mrs. DeShawn, do you recall seeing it?
I don't even know what today is.
Today is,
I'm being facetious. I'm tired.
Okay.
I'll ask Kaylee. Kaylee was,
No, you were not provided
Okay.
2026, you're provided 2025, which gives you, I believe, 2023, 2024, 2025's budget, and the current expenses up to that point in 2025.
okay.
okay, so without the finance committee having seen the full detailed breakdown of every line item of where money was going to budget for each department, what do you think you voted on? I mean, I have tried to get this document from the auditor's office. I asked Kaylee if I could have it, and she said it wasn't done yet.
I said it doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist yet. Okay, so how was it able to exist in December of 25 before full council voted on the budget, but yet in December of 26, council having passed a 2026 budget, the documents still don't exist? How is that possible?
It's because you don't understand the accounting software.
So you're saying the software is different now?
No, I'm saying the 2025 year was created at that point, uploaded into the system, the reports, and then the reports were set.
Are you behind this time now?
I was planning on doing it tomorrow.
Do you have a draft?
No, because
You
that's
don't
not how
even
our
have a
accounting
draft.
software works.
So I'm back to, again, each individual line item in the budget, if it doesn't even exist, how did you guys even vote on it? Not knowing where all the money was going specifically. Good question, right, Mr. Mead? Very good question. And what I think is going on here is, we have...
So the budget's gonna change every week. It's not, it sure does. Money goes out, money comes in.
No, but what's set and voted on by council doesn't change.
You mean if we appropriate funds and that bill comes due, we can't pay it?
You can't change a budget without legislation being passed. If you decide in February you're changing what's in the budget, you're going to have to bring legislation.
Nobody gets paid, those lines never change, is that what you're saying?
Question, so you're...
I'm saying, I want to know what's detailed in each line in this 2026 budget, and nobody has the document yet, but yet you've already passed it.
Okay. Would you like, okay. I can give you the Excel spreadsheet. Would you like the Excel
I
spreadsheet?
definitely would. Does it have each individual detailed line?
Yeah, so are you putting in an open record request, a public record request for that Excel spreadsheet? I would be more than happy to provide it to you.
Are you planning on coming in tomorrow? Because I can come in. And we can...
I'll just email it to you after today.
So when will the expense budget worksheet, like we've seen in December of 25, it has the proposed next year with the current year and the previous year, line by line, so you can go down and see them. When will that document be available?
It would be available once the year is created in the accounting system and then the Excel spreadsheet is uploaded into the system. I would be able to run that report then.
Something's not adding up here compared from last year to this year. Okay? These council members, this is the first time I've ever seen council pass a budget that they didn't have the full, every single detailed line item before them before they voted on the shortened version, which is what we passed with legislation.
I can tell you not last year, but the year before, not the 2025 budget, but the 2024 budget was passed that way.
And the reason I'd like to see the full detailed version is because I want to see, because, we have fire department, we have police department. I want to see if there's been cuts made to our safety forces.
There has not, and if you looked at the budget for, I think it's ordinance 40/2024 and compared it with this budget ordinance, you would see that there have not been.
Hey,
And you have the
I'll tell you
ability,
something
because it's on documents on demand.
that I think's going to end up happening, and
You've got your request, correct?
Kurt can predict the future.
You're awesome.
Okay, and this is what it's going to be. State auditor is currently down in Marion, Ohio right
Okay,
now.
let's
because
let's
they're-
stop with the accusations, okay?
And I'm going to
We got
suggest
you.
they move right on up the road to Bucyrus, Ohio, as soon as they're done down
Greg
in
White
Marion.
wants to
Been told by
talk.
the
He's in
chair,
line.
your time is over.
Greg White, 1125 Hillcrest Drive. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Okay, so talking about this budget, and I'm going to be very, not in detail, but, okay. Once again, the 2024 budget, the 2025 budget was never put on documents on demand. Still not on there. I even looked it up tonight, again. Okay? So once again, remember, last year, the whole public was deceived because it was not put on there. It was all hidden from us, once again. But it's still not on documents on demand.
I apologize.
So,
I don't
but I
have-
mean, we're talking about 2024, 2025, it's not on there. Why? Why can't the public? That's why we're not supposed to be doing public records requests, because documents have to be put on demand so we can look at what we want to find. We shouldn't have to be doing public records requests to get information out of this city government all the time, okay?
I agree.
All right, thank you, sir, appreciate that. But when the information is not put online and is easily accessible to the residents or anybody, or how to understand them, okay? I don't understand certain spreadsheets, okay? Things should be pretty much easy to understand, instead of someone having to explain it to us, okay? Documents should, I've been told, oh, we can't create documents, okay? I understand that. But when you can't read a document and don't understand the document, then it's not a document, okay? It's only in-house document. It's not a public document. So my question is this: we need to get these documents put on documents on demand so that the public has access to them, so we don't have to come up here all the time and pull records requests. But you know what? If that's what you guys want, far be it. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Any more public participation? Open projects. You want to do open projects? Anybody?
I already know what I do with projects.
I'm fine with the notations that have been made for the finance. The notations of removal. I know one thing that's not on this list is Bucyrus Codified Ordinance 113.01. That has to do with the posting of legislation.
Correct.
That should be added. And, but no, I don't have any issues with any of the removals that have been asked for.
All right.
Now, I do notice on here, it says for the income tax levy for All Miller Pool. Someone's written underneath here, needs re-referred.
I think we're gonna do that for next council.
Yeah, I think we referred that, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's on there.
It's gonna be discussed next year, next council.
I didn't have finance, so.
Yeah, I mean, this is what was put on 5/20/25, income tax levy for All Miller Pool. And then someone has written underneath, needs referred.
We referred it during council meeting.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
It's already been referred.
Okay, okey dokey. Thank you.
Meeting adjourned at 9:10.
Did we address the minutes? I'm sorry, like I say, whew.
I thought we was gonna hold off on those minutes.
Yeah, because, yeah.
Okay.
Table.
Hey, you want public participation? Come on up.
Hey, I just want to say one more thing. Real quick, Great White 1125 Hillcrest Drive. I'm going to look it up, but I believe council rules that anybody that's on this side of the podium shouldn't be commenting online on FreeWire while the meetings are going on. Thank you.
Meeting adjourned at 9:10.